Hi guys, my name is Jared Huff and I'm here to give you today's abbreviated learning. Please subscribe, like, and share my videos to colleagues and stay tuned for more videos. Today we're talking about curriculum. What is curriculum and how do we use it in education? People think of all the research that goes into it and they think this is curriculum. But curriculum can be defined as a course of study usually needed to be completed in an area of study, sometimes with a culmination of a grade or benchmark of some sorts. Or, in other words, it's a framework of how to learn with goals. That's it. Curriculum does consist of lots of planning, beginning with identifying the big ideas or desired results. This is what your students should or will learn. Next, you will determine the evidences which show proof that students have learned the material. This tends to be some form of assessment. And then the last part of the learning is the learning experiences, lesson plans, instruction of the materials, and so forth. I have to say, curriculum is not a foolproof method for success. No curriculum is. There are different factors that determine if curriculum will be effective. There is not a one size fits all. And yes, you have to think of the demographics of your students: age, race, gender, previous education experience. All of these things play a part into a curriculum that is going to make your students successful. Think about the program or class you're currently teaching. Is it working for you? Are your students actually learning? If they are, great. Continue to develop, grow upon it, learn it, live it, love it. But if it doesn't, if your students are not learning, it might be time to readjust your curriculum and plans. And there are lots of signs when the curriculum isn't working for you or your students. And I'm only going to give you two big ones. But I also do want to say that curriculum is only half the battle. Instruction of the material is the other half, which we'll discuss in another video. Sign 1. Are your students invested and engaged in the curriculum? I mean, are they interested in the activity or do they try to avoid the lesson? Do they have difficulty focusing on the lesson? And most importantly, is the curriculum developmentally appropriate for your students? You have to think about those demographics. Sign 2. You or your teachers, if you're an administrator, have lost sight of the joys and rewards of teaching, of being an educator. Is the energy level low, and does this person always seem unhappy? Does each day seem to be monotonous, being one routine after another? And does the curriculum allow for new or creative ideas to be added? And does the administrator encourage teachers to be creative and try new ideas? Like I said, if your current curriculum is working, great, go on. But if it isn't, here are some things to think about when searching, creating, or revamping your curriculum. The curriculum should be challenging and engaging. Your lessons must challenge students to improve, build on the skills and knowledge they already have, encourage them to solve problems, and seek new experiences. The curriculum execution should be thoughtfully planned, meaning it needs to be done in an organized and systematic way and is a continuous process requiring weekly and sometimes daily adjustment. Your curriculum should be developmentally appropriate. As an educator, you must have knowledge of vertical learning, what students learn prior to you and what they're going to learn when they move on from you. You must understand your students' individual needs and differences. Be able to differentiate the curriculum to students. Curriculum should be culturally and linguistically appropriate for your students. This is a part of that differentiated learning. Your curriculum should be comprehensive and build on prior learning experiences, meaning assessments and observations are essential, hands down, particularly at the beginning of the academic term or year, in order for the teacher or educator to determine the individual skills and knowledge levels. Curriculum should be evidence-based and supported by professional standards. Please ensure you are reviewing your state standards and guidelines and the latest research evidence. Be aware of current research and methods to ensure you are providing the best learning experience. Most important to me is that curriculum should promote positive outcomes. We don't want students to feel that school or learning is a punishment. It should create undue stress or undue fear for students. Once you have your curriculum, it is time to put the ideas and theories into practice. Also, each day, educators must go into the classroom and understand how each lesson builds into the curriculum and how it relates to the overall goal. Curriculum needs to be broken into units or block plans. These are topics that give you a bird's eye view of all the lessons to be covered. Depending on your educational environment, these can be weekly, monthly, or by topic or subject. And then unit plans or block plans make it easier to implement a balanced curriculum. It helps ensure areas will not be overlooked and that students will not be doing the same activities day after day. And then these plans are usually broken down into lesson plans. These are detailed with learning goals and objectives, the materials that you will need, step-by-step procedures, assessment methods, and evaluation notes on what worked well and, most importantly, how to improve the lesson the next time. I also want to say that a teacher should not expect students to engage in any activity if the teacher cannot clearly explain how the lesson achieves the identified goals of the lesson, unit, or curriculum. Students need to understand what they're learning and why. Assessments are important follow-ups to lessons and unit plans. Assessments are data that we use to identify many aspects in our classroom. Assessments are crucial and deserve its own video, so look for that because I have to do it justice. I want to end with remember that your curriculum should have goals that are realistic and achievable, as well as developmentally appropriate. Your curriculum should also take into account individual and learning personalities. Some students work quickly and some may need more time to work. There's nothing wrong with that. Your expectations should be high and be based on the understanding that all students, regardless of culture, language, or disability, are capable of learning. Remember to take a moment to hit the subscribe button, like, and share my videos to colleagues, and stay tuned for more videos.